There's a massive gap forming between two different types of users right now, and most people are on the wrong side. After thousands of failed AI experiments, I started to learn something that's somewhat counterintuitive. The people that are getting 10x more value from AI are the ones that are failing with it constantly. And the secret isn't knowing more code or buying more tools. It's a mindset that actually leans into making mistakes intentionally. In this video, I'm going to show you my process for failing with AI and how it's the single fastest way to get real AI intuition and competitive advantage. Let's get into it. And here we have the largest problem that I've seen any new AI user run into, which is the blank canvas. Reason being is that AI in itself is a generalized technology, which means it can be applied to a variety of different use cases in a variety of different ways. And over time, what's happening with this canvas is it's expanding. As the intelligence increases in these AIs and the new tools and features that get accessible to them, the canvas expands because it can do more for you. And as I'm sure you're aware, the blank canvas can be extremely overwhelming. So, our goal with adapting a new perspective and a new mind shift around being okay with trial and error and experimenting and failing is going to allow us to understand what to do with this blank canvas and how we can get the most out of it for our use cases. And that's exactly where we're going to spend most of our time today, is talking through how to run trial and error and experimentation in an effective way so we can get the most out of these tools, increasing our abilities to understanding how to apply them. And the very first one I'm going to share with you is a small tactic that allows you to discover new use cases in an iterative fashion. So this is going to be ensuring that you have another tab open in your Chrome browser at all times, either Claude or ChatGPT. So these are going to be one of the two tools that you're likely going to be using day in and day out. And it's on you to ensure that anytime that you have a task that comes up that's repetitive in any way and or you feel like AI could assist with, you should immediately jump into that tab and try to incrementally apply that task to that tool. And incrementally is important there because oftentimes what happens is someone will go to the tab, they'll try out ChatGPT or Claude for a given task, they'll try it once, realize that it's not working as to the way they would like it to, and they run away. They say, okay, it's not doable here. That's not how we want to approach this. We need to fail. We need to try harder. So, in the sense, is what we need to do is we need to try 5 or 6 times with the same exact activity with that tool in different ways, making slight adjustments. So, in this first one, we may do a simple prompt and just ask the AI to do it for us, but maybe it doesn't achieve it. So, what we're going to do is we're going to make a slight adjustment to the prompt and improve it in some way, shape, or form, maybe using an optimizer. If that doesn't work, maybe we increase the reasoning level of that model and see if it extends the reasoning, it can achieve it. Or maybe we add a new feature, or maybe we use the canvas feature, or maybe we add additional documentation in its context. We try all these different variations of tactics and all different models and features to see, can the AI achieve the task we've given it in this tab, not just once, but many times. And by taking this approach and this tactic, we're likely going to fail more frequently, but we're also going to learn more as well. So that's the first tactic and the importance of this mind shift. So the benefit from this is if you go through the process of accepting failure and trying to fail more often with AI and learning the boundaries of it, is you get two primary benefits that I've noticed. One is you build an intuition of how to utilize AI more effectively. Then also you have a clear competitive advantage either for yourself or for your business. And we'll talk in more detail about each of these a little bit later. Quick pause in your regular programming. This video is brought to you by me. So two things. First, below is a free link to a 30-day AI Insight series. You'll get 30 insights in your inbox of how you can apply AI to your business and your work. The second thing is if you'd like to work with me, below is a series of offerings to see if there's a good fit between the two of us. With that being said, let's get back into the video. And before we get into AI intuition, I do want to call out one more thing that I think it's important to understand. And it's the importance of lowering the stakes and increasing complexity gradually over time. Oftentimes, what I'll see people do is they'll say, okay, I want to use AI in my business. I want to automate all of marketing, or I want to automate all of this segment of my job. And they're very ambitious of what they're trying to do. That may be possible with AI today, but that's on the right hand side of the spectrum. It's very complex and takes a lot of skill sets to do so effectively. Instead, what you need to do is you need to start with small tasks, small subsets of tasks, and just automate the most minimal thing that has value to you. And what will happen over time is as you add up these tasks, you'll start to increase the complexity of the tasks that you can achieve with AI as you learn more experience and understand the boundaries of what's possible with AI. So make sure you're lowering the stakes here. Now let's get into AI intuition. What is AI intuition? Well, the way I think about this is we're simply building the skill set of being able to apply an AI with a given problem and effectively solving that problem completely or partially with AI's assistance. Now, this analogy here with this blank canvas and this white dot moving around is the way I think about these things, especially in the context of failure. So imagine you're the white dot, and as you move around this dark room, you're starting to shed light on different areas, but you are bouncing around off of different objects and different boundaries of what's possible. And as you bounce off of those boundaries and those walls, you realize what AI can do today and what it can't do today, or at least what it can't do today with your skill sets. And the beautiful part about bouncing around in the dark and failing and experimenting is you're starting to learn and you're building intuition of how to apply AI effectively in your daily work, and you're having a compounding effect of those learnings. In a nutshell, you're learning the art of the possible with AI. Now let's talk about practically how do we learn AI intuition through different tactics. So the primary tactic I'm going to share with you here is your hit list. So your hit list is something that you build up over time, and it's a list of activities that you would like to solve with AI and or you've attempted to solve with AI and didn't achieve it initially in the past. So we have our list here, and each one of these line items are tasks we would like to automate with AI, either completely or partially. And ideally, this is a living list. You're adding and removing things from this list consistently. So you should add things to the list that you've attempted to fix with AI or automate with AI, but you failed to do so. And remember, you didn't try once, but you tried multiple times in different ways. After you've tried multiple times, you then realize it didn't work. So if it didn't work, you then add it to the list. But once you've added to the list, anytime a new feature comes out for a tool such as ChatGPT or Claude, a new model comes out, a new technique comes out that you come across that you think might be relevant for your application, or a variety of other things, anytime a new thing comes out, you should immediately apply this to the top items on your list because this list is going to be ranked based off of impact. The items that are higher on the list, if automated partially or completely, will have a drastic impact on your day to day work and your overall business. And you want to apply these new findings to this list on a consistent basis to see, can AI partially or completely automate this today, even though I know I didn't do it in the past? And we should eventually gradually mark these items and remove them from the list. So we're adding and removing items from the list as new features, models, and tools come out so we can experiment with them. And that's the hit list. But I know there's probably a lot of you right now saying, well, I'm not an AI expert, Dylan. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to effectively apply these tools, et cetera, et cetera. That's okay. That's why you need to start small and build up your intuition and your skill sets. But at the same time, you shouldn't discount what you have, what other AI experts don't. And that's your specialty. And that's the thing I want to call out here is that you are the secret weapon in a sense. And the secret weapon is your specialty. So say you're an accountant, you're a lawyer, you're a dentist, you're somebody that's specializing in construction. You have all of the ins and outs and understanding of what are the biggest pain points, the biggest time sucks, the things that if you could automate would have the highest leverage on your work and your business. You know all of that. And the people that just know AI don't. So if you just take a little bit of knowledge in AI and you learn a little bit about AI and how to apply it, you combine these two things, you have a massive leverage on your time, your work, and your company. So never discount the weapon that you have, which is your own skill sets. So now that we understand the importance of intuition and how to build it, let's go on to the competitive advantage. And the thing that I like to visualize here is called the value gap. And the value gap is an ever expanding distance between the haves and have nots in the context of AI. And you can see on our axes, the vertical axis here is complexity. So how complex is the task that can be achieved with AI? And then on the horizontal axis, we have time. And over time, as I mentioned, we have new models, we have new features, new tools that are always being released. And as these items are released, we're gradually lifting both lines. You can see the have nots line has increased. And the interesting thing with this is they don't have to have any knowledge associated to how to make the use of these tools and how to get the most out of them. They're still going to benefit because the intelligence of the models will increase, the utility of the models will increase, which means you don't have to increase your skill sets. And with that being said, there also is still going to be a gap that's only getting larger between these two lines. Reason being is that we have the haves. So these haves are going to be people that know how to prompt effectively. They're going to know which tools are most relevant for their use cases. They're going to know new models that are being released and how they are different from previous models and how they can apply to them to the use cases that they care most about that's on their hit list. They're also going to be keeping tabs on new features that are being released inside the tools that they use, such as ChatGPT and Claude. So they're somewhat aware. They're not extreme experts like AI researchers or anything like that. They're just capable, which means that what they can achieve with the same tool set as a have not is drastically different. The complexity of the tasks they can automate and the leverage they can create for themselves and their companies is a lot bigger. So now we get the idea of the value gap and the competitive advantage. How does this manifest? Well, I wanted to share two examples, one that manifests on the individual level for the employee and one that manifests on the company level for a business owner. We'll start with the employee. Like I said, your weapon is your domain expertise. When you combine that with AI skills, what's going to happen, and we're already seeing happen, is that's going to make you extremely marketable in the economy. You're going to be a hot commodity to a lot of companies. They're going to want to hire you because they know they can get higher leverage from you. But this also decreases the chances of you being laid off. You're protecting yourself. You're future proofing your abilities to stay within an existing job or company. And now, why is this true? Well, if I have a company and I have 10 marketing folks in that company, I know of these 10, two of them are AI capable, so they know how to use AI. And I can see from their outputs that these two are putting out the same amount of both quantity and quality of content as the other 8 from this 10. And if I can see this, I may or may not want to cut those 8 and keep these two because I can still get the same quality and quantity out of those two because they're leveraging AI. That's one way of seeing things. Another way is, say the company, instead of cutting the 8, they want to upskill the 8. That increases your value because you're the leader of the group that knows how to leverage AI. So you then lift all the other boats through training and other tactics. So that's the individual side. What about the company side as a business owner? Well, here we have two examples. Say we have two accountant teams. So we have two accountancies, one that has 10 people, one that has 100 people, both of which serve 500 clients. But the interesting thing here is that they can serve 500 clients at the same quantity and quality as the one that has 100 because they're leveraging AI effectively. And the beautiful part about this leverage, depending on the goal of the business owner, is you can take the profits because you're going to have a massive profit advantage because you don't have to pay for all the additional headcount. You can take those profits and you can reinvest those into expanding the overall prospects and lead generation you're getting for your business. So you can go from 500 to 1,000 clients. And instead of having to double your headcount from 10 to 20, you're going to have the compounding effects of being able to apply AI to your business and your processes. And maybe you only need to increase to 12 people or 14 people instead of having to go from 100 to 200 people. So your profits expand over time as well. And maybe if you don't want to expand, you can take those profits and you can put them in your pocket, depending on what goals you have. Now, that's the clear example of competitive advantage. But I want to reemphasize the importance of compounding advantages here. So if you're already applying AI to your business, and you've already established existing processes where AI is applied, and you have infrastructure around those processes for AI, what's going to happen is when those new tools and those new features get released for those models, and even the new models that come out, you're going to be able to apply those faster to your business than any of your other competitors, which means that you're going to sustain that advantage over your competitors, and you're going to be able to increase that rate of competitive advantage faster. So the gap's going to sustain over time. And that's the beautiful part of knowledge and being able to apply AI to your business is it compounds. And now as a quick recap, remember, it's important to fail and learn to fail effectively with AI. And the reason we want to learn to fail effectively with AI is we can then discover the boundaries that of what's possible with AI. We're discovering the art of the possible. And we're then taking those learnings and we're applying to our own business, our own use case. We're creating our hit list. We're having our tab open in the upper hand corner, always trying things out. And over time, by all those learnings and all those items, we're compounding our overall competitive advantage, not just for ourselves, but for our company. And that's it. So if you enjoyed this, please reshare it with your friends. And as I mentioned previously, two things. One, below is a link to a free 30-day AI Insight series, completely free. You'll get insights in your inbox around how to apply AI to your business and your work. And the second thing is, if you'd like to work with me, below is a series of offerings that I provide so you can see if anything is a good fit for you. With that being said, there should be a video around here that the YouTube gods thinks you'll like as well. So check that out.